There is a war happening inside your money right now. Not a metaphor, an actual mathematical war. And the worst part is that one side is fighting while the other is asleep. You already know about compounding. You've been told it's the eighth wonder of the world. You've been told to start early, stay consistent, let time do the heavy lifting. And that's true. Compounding is real. It is powerful. But here's what nobody mentions in the same breath. Compounding is not loyal. It doesn't care whose side it's on. It works just as hard against you as it works for you. And right now, for millions of people who think they're building wealth, the version of compounding doing the most work in their financial life is not the one in their investment account. It's the silent version, the one nobody named until now. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works, exactly where it hides, and exactly what you have to do to kill it before it finishes what it started. But before I get to that, I need you to forget one thing. I need you to forget the version of compounding you were sold, the clean, hopeful, textbook version, because that version only tells half the story, and the half it leaves out is the half that explains why most people who do everything right still end up financially stuck. Here's what you were taught. Put money in, earn a return, reinvest the return, watch it grow. That's it. Simple, elegant, true. Over 30 years, a single dollar invested at a market rate of return becomes something meaningful. You've seen the charts, the hockey stick, the curve that bends toward the sky. That's real. Nobody is disputing that. What nobody is telling you is that the exact same mechanism, compounding growth working on a negative number, is doing the same thing in the opposite direction every month in your own household. And unlike your investments, which need decades to feel significant, the silent killer version of compounding starts making itself known in under 5 years. You'll feel it before you ever understand what you're feeling. Most people never connect the feeling to the cause. They just know they work hard and still feel financially underwater. They can't figure out why. I'm going to tell you why. There are 3 places the silent killer lives, 3 mechanisms running simultaneously that most middle-class earners are feeding every single month without realizing it. And each one is not just draining wealth, each one is actively preventing the good version of compounding from ever taking hold. We're going to go through all 3, but I want you to understand the architecture first, because once you see how this system is designed, the individual pieces will hit differently. The financial system, the actual architecture of how banks, credit companies, and financial institutions are structured, is designed around one core principle. That principle is not your financial freedom. The principle is that your cash flow, your monthly income, your predictable spending behavior is a revenue stream for someone else. That's it. You are not the investor in this system. You are the asset, the product, the raw material. Your job, from the perspective of every major financial institution you interact with, is to generate consistent, predictable, recurring revenue. And the most elegant way to do that is to get you borrowing money, paying interest on that debt, and never quite clearing it. That's the game, and compounding is the engine. Now let's talk about where the silent killer actually lives. The first place is the one nobody wants to admit exists: consumer debt with a promotional disguise. We're not talking about the obvious stuff, not the payday loan shop on the corner, not the subprime mortgage with the variable rate. We're talking about the financial product that your bank marketed to you as a reward, the credit card with the cashback, the points, the miles, the hotel nights, the sign-up bonus, the thing that felt, when you got it, like you were winning. Here's the math that the promotional material doesn't show you. The average credit card in the United States charges between 21 and 29% annual interest. That's not a rate. That's a compounding engine set to destroy mode. If you carry a $6,000 balance on a card charging 24% APR, which millions of Americans do right now, and you make only the minimum payment each month, you will pay that card off in approximately 17 years. You will pay over $9,000 in interest alone on a $6,000 balance. that money is gone. It doesn't build equity. It doesn't build credit meaningfully. It doesn't generate returns. It evaporates. And the entire time, you were earning 2% cash back on your grocery purchases. Think about what that means for compounding. Every dollar that goes towards servicing high-interest debt is a dollar that cannot enter your investment account. But it's worse than that, because the debt itself is compounding against you at 24%, while your investment account is compounding for you at 8%. You are running two compounding engines simultaneously, one at 8% in your favor, one at 24% against you. You cannot win that race. The math is not competitive. The silent killer is 16 percentage points faster than the good version, and it's running all day, every day on the balance you're carrying. And the reason people don't see it is because the card never presents itself as a compounding engine. It presents itself as a convenience, a tool, a reward program. The language is generous, friendly, modern. The math is predatory. That's not an accident. The product was designed so that the marketing speaks to your lifestyle and the fine print speaks to your bank account. Most people read one and not the other. The second place the silent killer lives is more invisible, more insidious, and this one doesn't even feel like a financial product. It feels like success. Lifestyle inflation, the quiet tax on every raise you've ever gotten. Here's how it works in practice. You make $45,000 a year. You live within your means. You're not wealthy, but you're functional. Then you get promoted. $60,000 a year, and slowly, without a single conscious decision, your life expands to fill the new income, the apartment upgrade, the newer car, the restaurant category that used to be a treat becomes a Tuesday, the subscription services, the closet, the vacations that go from modest to ambitious. None of it feels like a decision, it feels like normal. It feels like you're just living the life that matches your income level. That's what your colleagues do. That's what the people in your social circle do. But here is what just happened financially. Your income went up $15,000 a year, and your fixed monthly expenses went up $900 a month. That's $10,800 a year in new spending. You think you got a $15,000 raise. What you actually received after the lifestyle expansion and taxes is closer to $2,000 in actual financial advancement. And that $2,000, if you're lucky, goes somewhere productive. For most people, it doesn't. It fills in the margins. This is lifestyle creep, and it compounds, not in the mathematical sense, but in the behavioral sense. Each new lifestyle level becomes the new floor. You cannot comfortably go back. The apartment that felt like a luxury at $60,000 feels like a baseline at $75,000. The car lease that felt like a stretch gets renewed at a slightly higher tier. The food budget that expanded never contracts. And every raise, every promotion, every windfall gets absorbed by a lifestyle that is growing faster than the savings rate that was supposed to benefit from the income growth. Meanwhile, your investment account is sitting there receiving the same contribution you set up 3 years ago when you were making $45,000. So your income went up 30%, your lifestyle went up 22%, and your savings rate went from 11% to 7%. You feel like you're doing better. The number on your paycheck confirms it. The number in your investment account tells a different story. This is the second mechanism of the silent killer, and it is the one that gets the most financially sophisticated people, the ones with good jobs, good habits, and good intentions. They just never built the system to capture the upside of their own success.
Now, I want to stop here for a moment, because if you're watching this and you recognize yourself in either of those scenarios, you're not broken. You're not behind because you made bad decisions. You're behind because the system is designed to capture your upside before you do. Every mechanism I'm describing, the credit product designed to feel like a reward, the lifestyle escalation that happens beneath the level of conscious decision, these are not accidents. They're the intended outcome of industries that generate revenue by capturing the gap between what you earn and what you save. Once you understand that, you can stop blaming yourself and start building differently. If this is shifting how you're thinking about money, hit subscribe. We go places on this channel that most financial content won't touch. Most of our viewers aren't subscribed yet. One click keeps this work going. Now, the third mechanism, and this one is the most dangerous because it targets the one thing you were told would protect you, your income itself. Here is the thing about a salary that nobody explains. A salary is not a wealth-building vehicle. It is a cash flow vehicle. There's a difference, and the difference is everything. Cash flow means money comes in and money goes out. Wealth means money comes in and then accumulates, compounds, and generates more money without you trading more time for it. Most people spend their entire careers optimizing their cash flow, negotiating raises, advancing their careers, increasing their income, without ever converting any of that cash flow into wealth-building mechanisms. And here's where the silent killer strikes its most sophisticated blow, because it targets not just your spending, it targets your time, specifically your human capital, the finite non-renewable asset that is your ability to generate income through your own labor. That asset depreciates, not overnight, but steadily. Your earning window has a ceiling. Your physical energy has a ceiling. The industries that rely on specific skills operate in cycles that don't always align with your career timeline. And every year that passes where your primary wealth-building strategy is earn more and hope to save more is a year where your most leveraged asset, time in the market, is being spent without full deployment. This is the compounding cost of delay, not the dramatic kind, not the person who never invests at all, the subtle kind, the person who earns good money, lives reasonably well, and always plans to get serious about wealth building after the next milestone, after the raise, after the wedding, after the kids are in school, after the car is paid off. Each delay is not a pause, it is a permanent reduction. Money invested at 35 does not do the same work as money invested at 25. The math doesn't allow it. A 7-year delay at a standard market return rate reduces your final wealth by roughly half. Not a small haircut. Half. And the silent killer feeds on the delay, because the delay is not experienced as a decision, it is experienced as a reasonable plan, a sensible timeline, a responsible prioritization of the present over a future that feels far away and abstract. So what do you actually do? Because I didn't come here to make you feel the weight of a problem without handing you the tools to move it. Here is the tactical framework. 3 moves, non-negotiable. The first move is to kill the high-rate debt before you do anything else with new income. Not reduce it, kill it. If you have consumer debt above 12% APR, every dollar you direct toward an investment account while that debt is active is a dollar doing negative arbitrage. You are borrowing at 22% to invest at 8%. Stop. Redirect every discretionary dollar to the high-rate debt until it is gone. This is not pessimistic. This is the highest guaranteed return available to you. A 22% guaranteed return, which is what eliminating 22% interest gives you, is better than any stock, fund, or asset class on Earth. Treat it that way. The second move is to automate the capture of income growth. Every time your income increases, every raise, every bonus, every side income addition, before your lifestyle has a chance to absorb it, redirect 60% of the net increase directly into your investment or savings vehicle. Not 10, not what's comfortable, 60. The lifestyle can absorb 40% and still feel like an upgrade, but 60% captured from a raise you haven't yet started spending is painless in a way that cutting existing spending never is. This is behavioral arbitrage. You are exploiting the window between earning more and adjusting to earning more. That window is usually about 6 to 9 months. After that, the lifestyle expansion becomes the new normal, and the opportunity closes. Move in the window. The third move is the one that separates the people who build real wealth from the people who always feel like they're one raise away from being okay. You have to build a parallel income mechanism that does not require your labor. This does not mean quitting your job. It does not mean becoming an entrepreneur overnight. It means allocating a defined portion of your portfolio, even if it's small, to assets that generate income independently of your time. Dividend-paying index funds, REITs, a small rental interest, a content asset. Whatever the vehicle, the mechanism must be that money is working somewhere that isn't tied to your continued physical presence. Because the human capital depreciation problem doesn't disappear, it accelerates. And the only way to outrun it is to build systems that don't age the way you do. Here is the frame I want you to leave with. The silent killer is not one thing. It is a system, a coordinated set of mechanisms, high-interest debt that masquerades as a benefit, lifestyle escalation that masquerades as success, and income dependence that masquerades as a plan, all working simultaneously to ensure that the good version of compounding never gets enough raw material to do its job. Most people don't see the system because each individual piece of it looks reasonable in isolation. A credit card isn't a catastrophe, a nice apartment isn't a mistake, a stable salary isn't a failure. It's the combination, running quietly, compounding in the background, that becomes the problem. The people who build generational wealth are not smarter, they are not luckier. They are not born into it, most of them. They are the people who understood the architecture of the system early enough to stop feeding it and start building against it. They killed the high-rate debt. They captured income growth before lifestyle could claim it. They built income mechanisms that don't require their presence to function.
And now you know the same thing they know. Compounding has a silent killer, but now you know its name. And knowing the enemy is the first step to winning the war.